Belgium, in its inclusivity, invited an imam to come address their parliament. And he read a passage from the Quran commemorating the slaughter of Jews by Muslims. Boy, isn't it great in Belgium? Check out this story from Belgium. Belgium has let in a gazillion radicalized Muslims from the Middle East because, well, they feel like they should. So their parliament last week invited an imam to speak to the parliament, you know, because they're progressive and they're showing inclusiveness and want to hear both sides, so to speak. So this imam, his name is Imam Qari Mohammed Ansar Noorani, came to the parliament. He was invited by the Socialist Party. Boy, that's a surprise. And they asked him to read some blessings. So he opened the Quran and he read about people of the book, which Muhammad refers to as the Jews. But the passage he read talked about how the Muslims killed all the Jews, as if to imply that the Muslims on October 7th were doing what Muhammad suggested they should do.
So they've justified it in their minds.
Let me show you what the guy looks like. This is him in front of the Belgian parliament, reading in Brussels from the Quran about the victory of Muslims slaughtering Jews. This is just a few days after the October 7th massacre. A member of parliament, Dara Safai, who was born in Iran, who advocates against radical Islam, said, "There's an unbelievable shift towards embracing radical ideology in Europe." The quote continues, "We woke up every morning in prison of the Ayatollahs. We were required to pray in our cell with the same words that he just read. And they used to hang Iranians to set an example to the ones that survived. I was one that managed to escape prison alive." 24 years later, in the heart of Western democracy, she said, "The parliament should be a place where the separation of church and state is valued. And yet we heard these horrible words." How good it is that the Muslims killed the Jews 1,500 years ago. And that's the Belgian parliament, literally now.
You know what, Barry? You know, I'm always, you know, me personally, I believe in what the Holy Bible says and what it says about Israel. Those who curse Israel will be cursed. Right? I mean, it is what it is. And it tells us in the last days, a lot of people don't believe that we're in those days because you've heard people all the time in the past, "Oh my goodness, the time is nigh, you know, oh, the end is here, the end is here." I'm like, yeah, you know, okay. A lot of people said it in the past. But you know what, Barry? It's not like it was then. We didn't have these wars and rumors of wars. We didn't have famine and pestilence the way we have it now. We didn't have earthquakes in diverse places. Did you know there was an earthquake off of Florida just last week? There was an earthquake off of Florida, and people got like, this is really weird, in diverse places. And then we have all this perversion that they're pushing. And the really thing is, it tells us that when the generation that is alive that sees Israel become a nation shall not pass before his return. Israel became a nation in 1948, and they were mad about it. And why? And Barry, and why is Israel the center of all of this? No time did you ever? Maybe you have. I think you got me about a couple of years, just a couple of years, a little bit older than me, a little more mature, just a couple, right? Never before have I seen where a conflict is going on, and you have people protesting all over the planet. What does that say? It's telling us right there that Israel is the center of this earth. It is. Because if it wasn't, Barry, they wouldn't be paying attention to it like that. You know, because I mentioned it before. What if, let's just say, why aren't they fighting for Idaho? I mean, why not fight for Australia then? No, it's right there, Israel. Right there. It's biblical what we are seeing happen. And then you get these hateful people going out there constantly talking about different reasons and justifying the reason why they should be able to go in and take out Israel. And now the world community is kicking and screaming because Israel, by every right, they have every right even on the international law to go after Hamas. They have every right to do it. And now they're trying to change the rules in the middle of the game, trying to say that Israel can't go in there. You even have the United Nations trying to rule against Israel from being able to defend and protect themselves. Enough is enough. Now, I'm not a violent person, Barry, but you can only take so much. You can only take so much. And when you see your family members constantly getting killed, and the world goes, okay, just don't do anything. Don't do anything. And then it happens again. Okay, don't do anything. I mean, really, 78 years, and you constantly saying don't do anything, and now we're doing something. And now you got a problem.
Exactly.
Now you want to call for a ceasefire.
Exactly.